Welcome to the virtual college fair for all Virginia students, sponsored by the Virginia Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admission Counselors and StriveScan. Before we start the presentations today, just a few quick housekeeping items. The first is the use of the Q&A button. You are welcome and encouraged to send any questions to the panelists via the Q&A button. If you have a question for a specific school, please put that school's name before your question. If you're sending a general question to all schools, no need to indicate the names. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists will not be able to see or hear you. We also encourage you to sign up for more sessions at the same website where you signed up for today's session. And within about 1 week from today, a recording of this session will be available on that same website. But without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and introduce our first presenter, Randolph-Macon College.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Emily French, Assistant Director of Admissions at Randolph-Macon College, and I am pleased to give you an overview about Randolph-Macon today. So just a bunch of facts about us here. I'm going to go over a few different ones. But first, I wanted to let you know where we are located in Ashland, Virginia, just north of Richmond. If you've ever visited Kings Dominion, we're right nearby. So that's a really easy way to find us right off of 95. We were founded in 1830, and we are a co-ed institution, liberal arts and sciences. We have just over 1,500 students, all undergraduates on campus. So we have a lot of different majors and minors and special programs to choose from, over 50 different ones. So there's something for everybody at Randolph-Macon. We are about 53-47 as far as our female to male ratio on campus, which is wonderful for a liberal arts and sciences college. About 78% of our students do come from Virginia, with 22 from all over the country, and as well as international students as well. About 23% of our students identify as racially diverse on our campus. So talking a little bit about the classroom experience at Randolph-Macon, our average class size is 16. So that means you really get to know your professor. You are a name in each and every one of your classes. You'll be able to ask questions and participate. And that's one of the things that our students really love about the school and a college of our size, is getting to know their professors. In that way, you have the opportunity to do research and special projects and programs with your faculty members. And one of the ways we do that is through our summer SURF program. It's an optional research opportunity where you get to stay on campus. You're provided room and board and a stipend, and your job over the summer is to do a research project of your choosing and your interest. You work with a faculty member and really get to dive into what you're interested in. So that's one of the unique opportunities at Randolph-Macon. We also have a really wonderful opportunity for study abroad. So under normal circumstances, about 35% of our students do travel abroad, either in a traditional study abroad experience or during our January term. So I'll talk a little bit about the calendar next, which will describe a little bit about January term. So we call it a 4-1-4 calendar. And that means that typically students take about 4 classes in the fall semester, 1 during January, and 4 in the spring. So the options for the January term, there are 3 different choices. You have the option of taking a class on campus that we call an intensive study class. You have the option of doing a travel class or an internship. And so the intensive study class is a class on campus taught by our professors. But the reason it's called an intensive study class is that it encompasses the same amount of work that you would typically do in a whole semester into 1 month. So the classes meet every day for a couple hours a day, and you have that intense experience of studying just one subject at a time. So some students really enjoy that, diving into one subject. And then the second option there is the travel study experience. So you spend about 2 weeks on campus going to class, meeting with your professor. And then the remaining 2 weeks, you travel with your class and your professor, visiting 1, maybe 2 different countries related to what you've been learning and studying about. So it's a wonderful way to have that abroad experience without giving up a whole semester. All Right, and then the third option is the internship. And January is a wonderful time to do the internship because it is focused just on the internship for the whole month of January. So you full-time go to your job site and get to learn the ins and outs of that job and that career field. So that's our January term. It's a really neat opportunity to do something different for the month of January. Right. We're also a really active campus. You can see there some of the different things that we're involved in. Division III athletics, clubs and organizations are a big part of our campus, and we are residential with 90% of our students living on campus. Right. So just a quick overview of the application process. We have our online application or the Common App. Either one is fine. We don't have a preference one way or the other, and both applications have no fee associated with them. We have an early action deadline and a regular decision deadline. The only kind of sideline to that is if you are interested in our nursing program, there are some different deadline dates with that, and all of that is on our website. Let us know if you have questions about that. So what we're looking for when we're evaluating a student for admissions is listed here. We are test optional this year, understanding that students have had a really hard time accessing the test this year. But we will take a lot of time, no matter the circumstances, in looking at your transcript. That's where we spend the bulk of our review. And then also as part of our process for evaluating for admission, we evaluate for merit scholarships. So they're listed there, the Dean's Award, the Trustees Award, and the Presidential Scholarship. They're all based on a student's academic performance. And so you will be notified within your acceptance letter what scholarship you qualify for. So in addition to that, our students are eligible for need-based aid by filling out the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, and also would be eligible for VTAG if Virginia residents who attend Virginia private colleges are eligible for that. And that's typically about $3,000 to $3,500 a year in grant money. Right. We also have an incentive just for filling out the FAFSA, so it's definitely worth finding out what you might qualify for. 95% of our students will receive some type of aid, whether it's merit-based, need-based, or both types of aid. We encourage you to check out some of our other ways to get to know us. You can do that through our website. We have virtual visits. We have limited in-person tours available with pre-registration, and you can find that out on the website. Again, I'm Emily, and I work with the students that live in Chesterfield County, as well as nursing admissions, so let me know if I can help in any way. And thank you so much for your time today.
Great, thank you very much, Randolph-Macon. Our next presenter this afternoon will be Bridgewater College.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us and learning a little bit more about Bridgewater and see if Bridgewater might be the right fit for you. My name is Jared Smith. I'm the Director of Admissions, and you could say that I drank the Kool-Aid of Bridgewater a long time ago. I'm an alum. I graduated in 2003, and working in the admissions office has been a great experience for me so far. It's one that I have had the pleasure of doing for the past 17 years. Bridgewater in recent years has had an enrollment growth. When I was a freshman in the fall of 1999, the enrollment at Bridgewater was about 1,100 students. You can see here on the slide that we have 1,500 undergraduate students and 45 graduate students. We have a very small grad school population, and we'll talk about that next. With an enrollment of about 1,500, our average class size for students is 21. Our largest class is capped at 45 students. There's a 14 to 1 student to professor ratio. So you're more than just a number. You're a part of our community. You will be seen as you and part of that community and the unique things that you bring to Bridgewater. Not only have we had an enrollment growth, but we've also had some academic growth as well. We've recently expanded our academic offerings to include some graduate school programs. So we've added 4 graduate school programs over the past 5 years, and we're going to look to grow and add additional grad school programs. But we're going to do it with intentionality. We're not going to add an MBA program. The world of higher ed, in our opinion, doesn't need an MBA program. There's plenty of good MBA programs out there. We're going to look to add some grad school programs that enhance our undergraduate students' experience. So all of these programs that you see here, these 4 programs, all have a 5-year component to it. So in 5 years, you will have earned your bachelor's degree and a master's degree in one of these fields. In addition to our academic growth, we have recently opened the doors to our John Kenny IV Learning Commons. And what this is it's a conversion and expansion of our tradition of our library. So we went through a 4-year program review and construction phase to develop this Learning Commons. It's a one-stop shop for our academic needs for students. So you can see there, it's a $13 million renovation and a complete interior redesign of the building. It's got a 10,000 square foot addition added onto it, and it hosts everything that a student should need for their academic journey. It has a career services office in it, technology support services, and not the technology support like, oh, I can't get the printer to work, but I'm working on this project and I can't get this Excel formula to work correctly. Or I'm working on a multimedia project and I need to do a voice overlay. So not only are there folks there to support you in that, but the technology needs and soundproof rooms are all there as well. All of our academic tutors, coaches, and writing center professionals are there. And it's all free resources for students to gain access to enhance their academic experience. With our student body, you would be hard pressed to find a single student that only is a student. If you were to walk across campus and talk to students and ask them to describe themselves to you, they would say, I'm a, pick a year, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, and I'm this major, but then I'm involved in all these programs. And that's a blessing and a curse on campus. To have such an active campus for students to be involved in can be distracting at times. So we really encourage students to pick 1 or 2 things to be involved in, but really you need to focus in on your academics. About 1/3 of our student body participates in a varsity level NCAA athletic team with us. We have 23 different NCAA teams, an equestrian program, cheerleading and dance team there as well. Over 60 different clubs and organizations that feature different intellectual groups, social groups, religious groups, and ethnic groups. Always something going on campus, and then a very active and robust campus recreation program as well. Bridgewater is a private school, and usually the first thing that families think of when they hear a private school is a private school increased price tag, and that is true. Cost of attendance at Bridgewater is just over $51,000 for the year, but every student that's admitted into Bridgewater would receive a merit scholarship ranging between $21,000 and $30,000. Students would qualify, Virginia students are going to qualify for the VTAG grant, the Virginia Tuition Assistance Grant, that's estimated at about $3,500. And then they also could qualify for federal aid through the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid. The admissions process is really easy. It's quick and it's simple. Students can apply through the bridgewater.edu application or through the Common App. We are test optional. We have a rolling admissions process and an early action deadline, which is just over a month away. Our early action deadline that if you apply and have all your supplemental items, so your transcripts and or test scores submitted to us by November 15th, by December 1st, we are guaranteeing that you would have an admissions decision and a scholarship award by then as well. If you were really on the ball and are able to file the FAFSA by the November 15th deadline, by that November or December 1st deadline, you will also have your full financial aid package in hand as well. So we really encourage you to take us up on those opportunities. The last thing I would say is come see us. We're open for campus visitors. We host students on campus Monday through Friday, and on Saturdays we have virtual engagements and in-person engagements, and we'd love to show you the Bridgewater campus and explain more to you about Bridgewater. Thanks for your time.
Great, thank you very much, Bridgewater. We're going to transition on to our 3rd presentation from Briar College.
Good afternoon. My name is Taylor Patterson, and I am the Associate Director of Admissions Outreach here at Briar. I am also an alumna. Briar, we are nestled in Central Virginia, right near the Blue Ridge Mountains. We are a women's college. We are intentionally small, so there's just around 400 students total, so your class sizes are around 10 students. 99% of our students live on campus, as well as a third of your faculty and staff live directly on campus as well. We have just under 3,000 acres, so a lot of room to explore and also do some of your research opportunities. We have a 130-acre equestrian center directly on campus, which I'll talk a little more about later on. A few changes that we have made to Sweet Briar. We have a new calendar system. It's a 3-12-12-3 semester. So what that means is your first 3 weeks of the school year, you take one class every day for those 3 weeks. So it's really great for the first years to acclimate their time to campus life rather than just throwing you into a typical semester. Then you come and have your 2 traditional semesters, and then you end the year in 3 weeks. So those 3 weeks, we are giving the students the flexibility to be able to study abroad or complete an internship or conduct research with a faculty member, or you can just take one class every day for those 3 weeks. We have about 20 majors to choose from. You also have the ability to design your own major, and we also have pre-med, pre-vet, and pre-law. We do have a Master of Arts in Teaching program where you can receive your MAT in just 5 years at Sweet Briar. We have replaced our general education requirements. So we've replaced that with a leadership core, and that is 10 courses that you take over the 4 years that you're here at Sweet Briar, and they're still liberal arts and science-based courses. We are one of 2 women's colleges that have an ABET accredited engineering program. 2 of our most recent graduates went to work directly with NASA and Boeing. We do have an academic resource center, which we call the ARC, which is a free tutoring service. They will help you in subject tutors or time management, drafting an outline, that sort of thing. 90% of our students have jobs or they're in graduate school within 6 months of graduation. The moment you step on campus, you have access to career services and your faculty advisor. Also, as an alumna, you have access to career services even after you graduate. 80% of our students hold at least one internship experience while they're here, and 60% of our students conduct some sort of research with their faculty members. We also have a $2,000 experiential learning grant, which you can apply for each year, and that $2,000 can fund your research opportunities, an unpaid internship, or if you need help traveling for your study abroad program. There's lots to do on campus. We have over 20 clubs and they're all student run. And if there is one that you want to start, the beekeeping club is new since we have an apiary in our wildflower meadow on campus. And you just need yourself and 3 other students to be able to start a club. We are Division III. We're part of the ODAC conference. We have 7 varsity sports, as you can see on the screen. We also have volleyball and softball as club sports. We have a very renowned equestrian program. We have an equine studies certificate. It's kind of like a minor that you can pair with your major. We have a winning tradition here at Sweet Briar, but the unique part of our program is it accommodates every level of rider. So if you've never even touched a horse before, you can be a part of our program, up to the students who have been competing most of their lives. We are affordable. So essentially you're receiving a private education at a public university price. Our tuition, room, and board is just around $36,000 total, and that's before any of your merit or your need-based aid. When you apply to Sweet Briar, you're automatically considered for your merit aid. Every student receives some sort of scholarship, and 99% of our students receive either merit aid and or the need-based aid. And don't forget to fill out your FAFSA. Just to go over the application process, it's very quick and simple. It's completely free to apply to Sweet Briar. If you fill out the comment app, we accept that. There's also an application on our website. And we are test optional if you have above a 3.0 GPA. With COVID, if you're below a 3.0 and you haven't been able to take your ACT or SAT, just let us know. We can work with you. We do require your transcript. We can read your application with an unofficial transcript. Your letters of recommendation and your essays are optional, but if you'd like to add that to your application, we will review those as well. Typically, after your application is complete, it'll take us about a week or two to be able to give you a decision. We have such a beautiful campus that we really want you to come and visit Sweet Briar. Head to our website. We are offering in-person visits and also virtual tours. This is my contact information. If you have any questions, call me, email me if you need anything. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Sweet Briar College. And transitioning on to our fourth presentation, we're moving to West Virginia University.
All right, good afternoon. My name is Mandy Weaver. I'm the regional recruiter at WVU for Virginia and Washington, D.C. I work in the Office of Undergraduate Admissions, and that's my contact information. You can also find me on our admissions counselor website, and there's some more details about any upcoming events I'll be hosting on that site as well. So just a little bit of background for you about West Virginia University. We're the flagship institution for our state. We're a public land grant founded in 1867, and we're located in Morgantown, West Virginia. We have just under 27,000 students. They come from every state in the United States in the district and 118 different countries. We're about half and half of with our in-state and out-of-state population, just slightly higher with our out-of-state students. And our student to faculty ratio is 18:1, even though we are a larger university. Our freshman class profile, you can see there, these are our averages of our freshman class from last fall. And so students do pretty well coming in as freshmen at WVU. We do have over 480 different student clubs and organizations, so there's a little bit of everything to do on campus outside of the classroom, whether you're interested in athletics or you're interested in more hobby type related organizations or special interest groups. We are Division I with sports. We're in the Big 12. We have 18 varsity level sports, but then also a ton of different clubs and intramural sports for our students. We have an honors college, and if students meet the eligibility criteria, they will receive an invitation to apply. There is no separate application process for the honors college at WVU. If you're interested in studying abroad, we do have a wonderful program, and we work with over 50 different countries and have several different options as to how you'd like to do your trip. Freshmen are required to live on campus, and we do have 12 different residence halls that you can choose from with all the different room types that you can see listed there. We're a research level 1 institution, one out of about 130 institutions in the country with that classification. And we're also a space grant research university. So if you are looking for research opportunities, even at the undergraduate level, you would be able to find this working with your faculty members. We do offer free tutoring to all of our students, and our Career Services Center is available for everyone on campus and alumni. And then within the different academic departments, they also have their own career counselors and career centers where you can go to find specifics, not only about job placement after you graduate, but with internships and other co-op opportunities and other things you can do while you're studying. We have a Mountaineer Parents Club, which is a great organization. There are different chapters across the world of Mountaineer Parents Clubs, and they help to connect your family to WVU while you're in school there. So where is Morgantown? We are in the northern part of our state. We're about 4 hours from DC and about 70 miles south of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Morgantown is really a college town setting. We do have lots of other companies and organizations in the town, but WVU is really the heart of the community. And so it's very student-centered and student-friendly for that reason. And we've received some nice recognition over the past few years for our community. Our campus is pretty large, and it is broken out into 3 areas throughout the town. So it's spread out a little bit, but it's not hard for our students to get around campus. With the use of our people mover, the PRT that you can see at the bottom there, and our WVU bus system, in addition to our public transportation, the green bus that you can see in the downtown picture area, that's how our students get around campus. The main way that they get around is using the people mover, because there are 5 stations across the 3 campus areas to get them around. So we have a downtown area, Evansdale, and our comprehensive health sciences program that also includes the WVU hospital system directly across from the health sciences center. For academics, we have a lot to choose from. We have 14 different colleges and schools that comprise 360 total degree programs with our graduate and professional level programs. 140 of those are undergraduate majors, and we also offer 142 minors. So everything you can see there from agriculture to medicine is offered at WVU. Our application process and financial aid, we have a rolling admissions. So students typically find out within about 4 to 6 weeks once their application is completed. Essays and recommendations are not required, and we do not review those to make an admissions decision. You can use our WVU application, or you may use the common application. We do not have a preference as to which one you select. And your completed application would also include either test scores, or you may apply test optional for this year. Even if you apply test optional early on, but at some point in the year are able to take the test, you can submit those test scores at a later date, and it will only benefit you at that time if you submit them. And then your transcript, you can have your school send an official transcript, you can upload the transcript to your application, or you can do the self-reported courses and grades on either of those applications. So for financial aid, we have 2 different sets of scholarships. We have a set for our score senders, which ranges from $7,000 to $16,000 per year, merit-based, and our scholarships for test optional applicants for $5,000 to $12,000 a year. Priority consideration deadline is May 1st, and FAFSA is March 1st. And then finally, just to wrap up, please go to our Future Student Resources site on our website, where you can find opportunities for other virtual special events that we're offering this year. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Great. Thank you very much, West Virginia.
Thank you.
And our 5th school of this presentation will be University of Tennessee.
Good afternoon, guys. My name is Amanda Walk, and I am an admissions counselor with the University of Tennessee. I live in Virginia, and I just work with students from the state of Virginia to help you through the application process. So I'm always here if you need anything at all. So I will start by talking about our home, which is Knoxville, Tennessee. We are located in the eastern part of the state. We're about 8 hours from Northern Virginia, about 6 hours from Richmond. So far enough away where you're going to get a completely different experience, but still close enough where you can drive home if you want to. We do have an airport about 15 minutes from campus. We're also within a day's drive of half the United States population. So lots of fun road trips our students can take on the weekends. We're about 2 hours from Asheville, about 2.5 hours from Nashville, and about 3 hours from Atlanta. One of my favorite things about UT is our location. We are right in the middle of downtown Knoxville. Our campus is very enclosed within the city though. So when you're on campus, it feels like it's a small college town. Everything is very centrally located and close to each other. So you're never going to have more than about a 10 or 15 minute walk to get to places around campus. But as soon as you step off campus, you're right in downtown Knoxville, where there's always fun things going on. We have lots of great restaurants, as well as lots of opportunities for our students to do co-ops and internships, because there is so much industry in Knoxville. Another thing that I love is our location right on the Tennessee River, as well as being about an hour from the Great Smoky Mountains. The Great Smoky Mountains National Park is the most visited national park in the country. So if you like hiking, there's over 1,000 miles of hiking trails in the eastern part of Tennessee. So we're definitely a good destination for students that like to do things outdoors. As far as the university, we have about 24,000 undergraduate students. I think it's a great size because you get all the perks of a big school, big Division I athletics, lots of research opportunities. We are a Tier 1 research institution. Our student to faculty ratio is 17-1, and 71% of our classes have 50 students or less. Something else that's great about a large institution is we have over 360 different programs of study. We have 9 academic colleges. First, we have our Herbert College of Agriculture, which is home to our vet school. It is one of 30 accredited veterinary schools in the United States. We also have our College of Architecture and Design. So if you're interested in architecture, interior architecture or graphic design, we do have a very awesome design build program. Our College of Arts and Sciences is our largest college. It is home to a lot of unique liberal arts majors, our School of Music, our world-renowned forensics program, as well as our pre-professional programs like pre-med, pre-dentistry, and pre-law. We also have a law school on our campus. Our College of Business has a wide range of business majors. We also have our College of Communication and Information, which is home to majors like advertising, journalism, and public relations. Our College of Education, Health, and Human Sciences has teaching certification in everything but PE. Our Tickle College of Engineering has a wide array of engineering majors, from aerospace to nuclear to the #1 program in the nation in metallurgical engineering. We also have a direct admit program in nursing, as well as our School of Social Work, which is our smallest college and has a 4-to-1 student to faculty ratio. For students that are from Virginia, we do participate in the Academic Common Market. This is a program where if a major isn't offered in your home state, you're able to go out of state for in-state tuition. So at UT, we have 8 majors that you qualify for in-state tuition for. The most popular is supply chain management. That is one of the top 5 programs in the nation. Nuclear engineering is also another popular one. This is one of the oldest and most prestigious programs in the nation. We are also right down the road from Oak Ridge National Laboratory, which is the largest Department of Energy research facility in the country, and also home to the world's second most powerful supercomputer. Other majors are linguistics, interior architecture, anthropology, special education, Portuguese, and sacred music. Just a little bit about our campus experience. You are required to live on campus your freshman year, so we do have a very residential feel on our campus. We have 14 different residence halls, as well as 14 living learning communities. So that's where you live with people that you share a common interest with. Typically, it's going to be based around your major. It's a great way to make a larger campus feel a little bit smaller. You go to class with the people that you live with, you can study together, and it's just kind of an added layer of support for you. We also have over 600 different clubs and organizations, so tons of things you can get involved in. Everything from the Chillin' and Grillin' Club to Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Intramural and club sports are also very popular on our campus. We have over 40 different club sports. We are Division I. We compete in the SEC, so athletic events are a very important part of our campus culture. Behind me, you'll see Neyland Stadium, which is the 5th largest stadium in all of America, and it is also the 5th largest city in Tennessee on game days. Also, about 25% of our students participate in Greek life. We are very committed to student success at UT. We have a wonderful Center for Career Development, as well as lots of resources through our Academic Success Center. Our Vol Success teams are new this year, and it is a team that is assigned to you from the first day that you get on campus. And they are with you all 4 years, so you always have a familiar face you can go to ask questions. It consists of your academic advisor, an academic coach, as well as a one-stop counselor. We also have great study abroad options. Last year we had students in over 50 different countries and every continent but Antarctica. So hopefully after COVID, those study abroad options will be back and available for you. We are offering campus tours right now. They are smaller than they have been in the past, so definitely make arrangements ahead of time. If you want to come visit, we would love to have you in Knoxville. You can also do a great self-guided tour, and then we have a ton of virtual visit opportunities. So definitely encourage you to check out our website so you can see all the virtual things that are available, from tours to student panels to being able to sit in on a class. You can really experience all of UT from the comfort of your couch if you want. Last, just a little bit about admissions. We do have an early action deadline of November 2nd. Please apply by this deadline if you are interested in our honors and scholars programs. We have 4 different honors and scholars programs, as well as competitive scholarships. And our regular admission deadline is going to be December the 15th. So in order to be also considered for our merit scholarships, please apply by December 15th. We do have a lot of scholarship opportunities for students that apply with test scores, as well as students that are applying test optional this year. So we are excited to be test optional. And then this is my contact information. Like I said, I'm based in Virginia. I'm always happy to help. Please feel free to contact me by email or by phone. You can also set up a one-on-one appointment with me online if you have further questions. So thank you so much for listening today, and I hope you consider the University of Tennessee.
Great, thank you very much, University of Tennessee. And our final presenter this afternoon will be Merrimack College.
Hi, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Jess Dumais. I'm the Director of Admission at Merrimack, and we are thrilled to be able to share a little bit about who we are and why Merrimack will be a great fit. So first, it's all about location. So I think we're the furthest away. We're located 25 miles north of Boston in North Andover, Massachusetts. And so when thinking about the greater Boston area, it is a hub for higher education. And I think our residential campus and proximity to the city has really allowed us to provide that best of both worlds experience for our students. So you can see here on our aerial, we do have that quintessential New England aesthetic, but also I think the community attached to the work that our students do right on campus, I think really creates that partnership and that environment that students feel when they're part of a mid-sized institution. For our map visual learners, we're located in the northeast corner of Massachusetts. And so especially for folks thinking about wanting to explore the greater New England area, I think our proximity allows us to have that access to the ocean, the White Mountains, to a lot of the cultural and social programming that happens in some of our major cities, such as Boston, Hartford, Springfield, as well as the wonderful Maine coast. We find our students do stay right on campus, but that exploration of our New England geographic location is definitely a big asset to a lot of our out-of-state students. But like I mentioned, we are a mid-sized institution. So we welcome about 4,000 undergraduate students each year and about 1,200 graduate students. At the college, we're committed to providing that personalized experience that's very much driven into that one-on-one connection, not only with peers, but also with your faculty, staff, and advisors. Our class sizes average about 22 with a 15-to-1 faculty student ratio. And so that personalization really starts at that relationship building. Every student has access to that academic advisor, that career advisor, as well as success coach to really help navigate your 4 years. And so especially looking at our 100 different academic programs, our goal is to make sure our students have kind of that support to transition through a multitude of our different programs. Within our 100 programs, it's broken out into 5 different academic schools. Our School of Science and Engineering has comprehensive engineering programs in computer, mechanical, electrical engineering, computational sciences such as data science, as well as mathematics, as well as life sciences. Our School of Health Science has our new nursing program, as well as a multitude of programs to help students connect with the healthcare industry. Our School of Science, Education and Social Policy is a full K licensure program. We have a robust School of Business, as well as our School of Liberal Arts. And I think one thing that's important and unique is that our students are drawn to us because they want to have that engagement. They want a double major, double minor. They want to have that connection with their faculty to do research and to start all of that within their first year. Students are also drawn to us for our sense of community. We are an Augustinian Catholic college, and so our roots are grounded in service to each other, service to the community, and that shared learning experience. And so students are drawn to Merrimack for the opportunity to get involved in service, in leadership, in clubs that are tied to their interests, but also tied to that curiosity and that engagement of learning. We are a Division I athletics college, and so that opportunity to connect athletically can happen at the varsity level, but also happen at the intramural and club levels. We know that being active and engaged in high school can translate into some of these athletic programs, and so our athletic department is very much committed to providing those opportunities to connect and to engage across campus. One thing that we take a lot of pride in is really welcoming students from a multitude of different backgrounds. And so this is a snapshot of our incoming class as we welcome in students from all over the country and all over the globe. But I think more importantly, we welcome in students from all over the academic spectrum. For us, we've been test optional for almost a decade. And especially under these conditions, even for our nursing program, we are fully test optional and won't consider test scores in our process. And so what does that mean is that we look deeply at what our students are involved in and what experiences that they have at the high school level. And so we want to see students that are active and engaged, and you can notice that our academic profile really spans the spectrum. We have robust honors college as well as academic programs to help challenge our students that are at the top part of our applicant pool. And these programs don't need an additional application as folks are determined and invited through the application process. But I think more importantly, we look to students that may fall a little bit at the bottom of our applicant pool to really provide them with the structure and the support necessary to be successful through a lot of our different programs such as Compass and Promise. We are a predominantly residential college that can guarantee housing all 4 years. And so I find students like to join our community because of that individualization and personalization they're able to get through the academic advising and coaching, both academically and career, but to be part of a community that really is invested in them and invested in their success as they move through their 4 years with us. Thinking about the application side of things, we welcome in applications through our early cycle, which happens to be in November, our early action 2, which is in January, and then we'll begin rolling admission prior to that. As I mentioned, we are fully test optional and don't use that in our process. And so we look closely at your transcript, your letters of recommendations, the things that you're involved with, interviews and points of connection to learn as much as we can about our students. So they were able to make that academic connection, but also social connection at the college. And we welcome any questions, any opportunities to connect through any of our options, both virtually and through different visit options. Thank you so much for joining us, and I will turn it over to some question and answer.
Great. Thank you very much, Merrimack, and thank you to all of our presenters. While we're waiting to see if any questions come in, why don't we take a few minutes and share some additional details about our schools, perhaps answering one of the following 2 questions. Either what is your favorite campus event or area event? Or what is one thing you didn't get to share today in your presentation, but you would have if you had more time? And so why don't we go back in the same order? So let's start with Randolph-Macon.
Sure, sounds great. So my favorite event on campus is celebrating the spring and turning on our fountain in the fountain turn on ceremony and picnic lunch that we have each spring. The profile picture when I wasn't on video is a picture of our fountain, and it's the heart of campus in Fountain Plaza. A lot of events happen there for admissions, but then also graduation. And so celebrating that each year, just leading up to the final experience and graduating near the fountain is a really neat thing that happens every year and something to look forward to. So that's my favorite on our campus.
Great, thank you. Bridgewater?
One thing I would share that I didn't share earlier is that we're a residential school. So students are required to live on campus, guaranteed housing all 4 years. It's a safe community. The town of Bridgewater has been rated the safest in the state of Virginia, either number 1 or number 2 for the past 10 years. And we currently have an unlimited dining plan. So the dining hall opens at 7 a.m. and closes at midnight. So you don't have to keep track of, did you eat 11 meals this week or 19 meals this week? You can just go and come through the dining hall as frequently as you like.
Great, thank you. Sweet Briar?
One thing that I wanted to share was we have a fly-in program where we are able to completely cover the cost for you and one parent to get to Sweet Briar. So we'll pay for your plane ticket, your lodging here on campus at the Elston Inn. We'll cover all of your meals and mileage reimbursement.
Great, thank you. West Virginia?
Yeah, so I think my favorite event on campus is at the beginning of the year where we have what's called Fall Fest. And it's a really big event where we welcome back all of our students and say hello to all of our new students. And we usually have a pretty big concert out on the plaza of the Mountain Lair, which is our student union on the downtown area of campus, and lots of other activities running concurrently during the concert. So it's just sort of a nice way to kick off the semester. Unfortunately, we couldn't have that this year, so everyone missed it, but we hope by next fall we'll be able to continue that tradition.
Great, thank you. University of Tennessee?
So one thing that is unique about the University of Tennessee is because of our location right on the river, we're one of the few places where our fans can sailgate instead of tailgate. So we have a lot of fans that bring their boats to campus. You can kind of see them in this picture, and they will sailgate on their boats. They call themselves the Vol Navy. So it's a really fun tradition that happens before all of our football games. I got to go on a boat last year. It was this expansive houseboat with a bedroom and dining rooms and a hot tub and grills and all kinds of stuff. So our fans definitely go all out for sailgating and tailgating before our football games.
Thank you. Merrimack?
Just like I kind of noted in my presentation, service is a big part of our campus community. And so one of our biggest traditions that we have each year is a week called Mac Gives Back to kind of celebrate and commemorate Veterans Day as we were founded as a result of World War II, but also an opportunity for us to get in touch with our community. So as faculty, staff, alumni coming together to kind of be together and do service within our community. And even this year, despite the restrictions for COVID, we've been able to find new and innovative ways to continue to give back and to continue to engage our community. while acknowledging that we have to do it a little bit differently and a lot more safely than before.
Great, thank you. And thank you to all of our panelists today for your presentations and your added insights into your schools and your regions. And thank you to everybody who joined us today. Before we sign off, just a few quick housekeeping items. Once we end this session, you will receive a very quick 4-question survey. So please take a minute and complete that. Please also remember to sign up for more sessions at that same registration website. And again, within about 1 week's time, a recording of this session will also be available on that site. So thank you again to all of our panelists. Thank you to our attendees. Have a great day and good luck in your school search. Bye.